How's that saying? Let's meet the 250 West class, and we will start out with our crew up here of Hayden Deegan, Joe Shimoda, Jordan Smith, Styles Robertson, Ryder DeFrancisco, Julian Beaumer. Levi Kitchen is not with us, he's under the weather as of right now. And finally, Garrett Marchbanks. First question, we'll lead off with Hayden Deegan. Moving to the West this year, you've had a lot of time to prepare. When you think about going into this season, trying to win this first leg of the SMX Championship, which is Monster Energy Supercross, how are you going to approach it a little bit differently than last year to get off on the right foot?
Yeah, definitely just focus on that start. The start ruined me pretty early, but I mean, I didn't have a preseason, too great of one last season, so I had a full preseason this one, and it's gone perfect, honestly. Like, my days have been really solid, so coming in as strong as I can be, and, you know, just ready to give it all she got.
Transworld Motocross, Motocross.com, Styles Robertson. Been a long time since we've seen you, over a year. Talk about everything that's been going on, and for you to get, you know, to this moment right here, back to racing, and probably a little bit earlier than you were expected.
Yeah, Tuesday night I got a call, unfortunately.
Going into these next couple of years as you sort of start to look more at the 450 class?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I heard guys like Joe or whatever say, I'm not even in his league, right? So, which I think is funny because on our best down at 250, I think he wouldn't be able to stand a chance, right? So on outdoors, but honestly, I mean, I'm gonna keep working hard, get to the 450 class, and we'll see. But right now, 250s, and that's my goal: winning races and championships in the 250 class. But yeah, I mean, time will tell.
Zach Newberry, Transworld Motocross, Motocross.com. Jason, how's it been working with Garrett Marchbanks, obviously a kid in the 250 class? Normally you're a guy that likes to do things by yourself, so has that helped you into this year, and obviously a contract year for you as well, kind of a second part? Is this something to where you're fired up a little bit more than previous years to make this count and get people to look at you moving in the future?
Yeah, I think obviously for me, I'm getting, you know, older. It's nice to have some of the 250 guys. You know, they're just enthusiastic, and they're still, you know, for Garrett, he's chasing you know, a 250 championship, so he's hungry, and it's nice to have that enthusiasm around. And even for me, like with my new teammate, like everything's new to him. You know, being on the team and everything like that. So I guess the energy around our team has been, you know, just super fresh lately, and yeah, Garrett's riding really good, and I'm hoping he can do some damage in the 250 class, because it's nice to be with someone every day, and it's cool to be on the line, kind of being a fan for you know, kind of the guy that I'm doing the road rides with, and we're in the trenches together.
Thank you to our 450 former Premier Class Supercross champions, and one-on-one time over there.
You're just a fun-loving type of guy, aren't you?
Yeah, try to be.
You just really enjoy this stuff. Obviously, another year coming in, another year with the team, right? Anything different? I know in the SX media, or the SMX media, you said that you finally belong up front, and you feel that now. Is that kind of the mentality coming in, and hey, let's get some dubs on the board and really contend this year, and maybe not have the mistakes from last year, and kind of clean it all up and get it done here in 25?
Yeah, for sure. That's the main goal, is just to be more consistent, get more wins whenever they come, and you know, end up on the podium as much as I can. The best way to do that is with good starts. I've been practicing my starts, and yeah, they seem pretty good. So I'm ready. Off season went just about like any other one. It was really good. We had Justin Barsha come in with me and Malcolm and RJ, and it was really, really good. So the intensity was really, really up there, and yeah, it was just a fun off season, so I'm ready for it.
And you know, with Chase on the KTM, we hear a lot about, you know, trying to get the bike working for him, but for you, I think it's more of just you racing, and it's you to collect everything outside of the bike. Do you feel that as well, that you're not searching so much throughout the year, and you're able to just kind of drop the gate and go and do your thing?
Yeah. I mean, I try to focus on what I'm doing on the bike before I, you know, blame the bike for anything. So I try to get my my body in the right positions and the correct stuff. So when I do make a comment about the bike, it's not like, I'm doing something wrong here, doing something wrong there. It's actually the bike doing it. So, so I just try to focus on myself, and then whatever comes along with the bike after that, we can fix it if need be. But more than likely, or more often than not, I'm good with the bike. It's just getting me in the right position.
Do you still come to Anaheim 1 with the butterflies in the stomach and kind of ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really ready to go, but this year it's a little weird. I don't really have the butterflies. It is just another season, just like any other one. So I'm gonna come in, ready to go and just focus on that start and try and turn the 7 red again.
Yeah, level-headed and ready to go.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. Coming into 2025, had a good year last year, and even though that you got hurt, you still proved that you can still get it done with the mentality and everything. So is that pretty much the same outlook that you're looking in here this year, just without the injuries, of course?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I feel great, right? It's we progressed from last year and back healthy, which is nice, and had a great off season. A few hiccups here and there, but overall it was a good off season, and just everything's aligning pretty good, right? It's everyone's getting faster and stronger, and everyone's going to be at their A game. But for me, we haven't had really any changes. Just kind of been progressing with everything. The bike's the same, the team's the same, my program's the same. So second year, more familiar. So we'll see. I mean, it's easy to say you've progressed, but until the gate drops Saturday, you don't ever know where you exactly stack up.
Now, this is obviously the multiple time that you've been here in Anaheim 1. A lot of years, obviously. Do you still get those excitement butterflies and all of that before the gate drops, or have you kind of learned to kind of level-headed, level it out?
I've definitely learned, and I mean, it's one of those things. I've been a lot more nervous at these press conferences than I was today. But it's one of those things. I think when you're ready and you're confident and you know what you're bringing to the table, you feel a lot better sitting here and things like that. But still get butterflies. But as age and experience comes, you more enjoy it, right? Because we as racers, we love to race, or at least I do. So it's great to have off season, but you just want to be here racing. And now we're here, and it's exciting. We get to do it as a family, and hopefully be up there towards the front.
Awesome. Good.
Aiden, back in California, you made the choice last year to do the East Coast, made the choice this year to do the West Coast. I think you said in the press conference you just want to get it out of the way, jump on the hype. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I'm to the point in my career in the 250 class where I'm not trying to dodge anybody. Like, if I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. There's no point waiting to go East Coast. Like, I'm cool to race whoever's in the 250 class. So I was like, we're ready to go. Preseason was super solid, and I was like, we're going West, baby. It's time to go West. This is it. A1, dude. Sold out stadium always, packed, hella fans. Hometown kid out here too, so I'm ready to spice it up.
Do you think there's any advantages with this being the coast you grew up on, or do you feel like you kind of lost that advantage when you left?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I can ride an East Coast track so good with the ruts and stuff, but I'm a Cali kid where it's like all hard packed. So when I get back in my race mode and I'm on a good Cali track like Fox this year where I went 1-1, like I can naturally figure out how to ride that track really well. So that's kind of another thing. Like West Coast dirt A1, I feel like getting the lead, and dude, I could just start pinning laps together is my goal.
Obviously, you've been coming to Anaheim 1 for years and years and years. Do you ever just kind of sit here now, being at Anaheim 1 and finally getting to race this West Coast and kind of take it all in, or are you just still a kid, like, let's just keep going?
Yeah, I'm going to take it in for sure, because I was sitting up in this suite 3 years ago wishing I was on the track, and now I'm in this position, and I don't know, grew up coming to A1. It's like it was a dream of mine to be on this track, and now it's reality. So it's super exciting, and yeah, I mean, just take what it's for, honestly. And I've tried to, the pressure, it's not really good to put the pressure on yourself too, because it's like you're gonna go do as good as you can, and you dream of this situation. Whether how you do, you dream to be on that track as a kid. So obviously the goal is to win, but we're gonna go have some fun.
Does your mentality really even change throughout the off season, or is it still like, hey, I'm here to do the job and I want to get it done?
Not really. I just focus on myself. I'm always trying to better myself in any way. So off the bike and on the bike, Even just with regular life stuff, always trying to just better myself, make myself a better human being, and just do my job better too, So it doesn't really change that much, no.
Obviously, a lot of talk with the new bike coming in. The off-season races probably didn't go the way that you didn't want, but the Australia thing was cool, obviously, right?
That one was unreal. It was probably one of my favorite experiences for sure.
And I think it was good for you and your brother, right, to go back home and be able to witness the crowd that now is, on your back foot, right? And so does that give you more motivation coming into here, knowing that?
No, 100%. Like we knew we had fans in Australia, but to go there and experience that of a whole crowd, a whole stadium like cheering for you, like I get goosebumps, like the chills thinking about it now, just because it's such an unreal experience, and it's cool because it motivates us, and to know that now of that whole stadium, the people there in Australia that are there on our back, they're right there with us, and it's unreal. It's as an athlete in their career to experience that, I think it's one thing that's awesome.
So are we going to hear talks about the bike, or have you gotten it to a good spot to where coming in here you're like, okay, I can go on win?
We're very picky people. We're very picky, so we're always trying to make the bike. We're always trying to make the bike better. We feel like the bike's at a really good standpoint right now on the practice track. So we'll see how it is in race conditions and see how it is there. Then we can obviously pick it apart and see how it is. But I feel like we're in a better standpoint bike-wise than last year for sure. So we'll see how it goes.
Just one more. What was the biggest hurdle about the new bike that really maybe you didn't gel with at first that you had to learn? But I also think that you're a rider that if the bike isn't working, you're able to fix that, right? By riding the bike differently, and I think that's what makes you different than these guys. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, no, I have that ability to be able to change and fit, kind of adjust to the bike, you could say. But I think the biggest hurdle that we were kind of going through with different parts and stuff like that new parts, it'd kind of make the rear end drop a little bit more and hang lower in turns when we get on the gas, but we fixed that. Our suspension guy, Derek, did a really, really good job, and we're happy. So it's that was the main hurdle, trying to get rid of that. It was still even when we got the bike better and handling better, it was still there a bit. So, but no, we're feeling good for this weekend, and we're excited to see how it works in race condition.
Cool. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Yep. So, Garrett Marchbanks, 2025 coming in with the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Obviously, you had the little stint there last year into the Super Motocross. Did you learn a lot? Obviously, we talked throughout the off season, but maybe for the people that didn't see it, what was the transition like from the Super Motocross into this year? And did you really have to kind of work on the bike, or did you feel like the bike's in a really good spot coming in?
Well, we were riding the 24s and outdoors in SMX, so we didn't really get the hop on the 25s until I think like mid-November.
Okay.
So it was pretty late into it. So we actually rode the 450s for 2.5 weeks to get comfortable with the frame somewhat, as close as we could. So, but yeah, when we hopped on the 250s, it was pretty comfortable right off the bat. Obviously, after 2 or 3 weeks, we were starting to find little things to get better with. Mainly for me, just suspension. We just we're finding things honestly like every week, just getting a little better, chipping time off, and yeah, I'd say about 3 weeks ago is when we found a really good setting on the forks, and I think we made a small change to the shock. I don't remember it completely, but yeah, it's just been a blur. But no, it's been great. The bike's been phenomenal. I love it. The power is really good. They found a really good package, even better than the 24 that we had, which I was like, man, this is insane that you have more power for a lights bike. This is the fastest one I've ridden, so definitely helps me with how big I am. And no, the bike's been great.
That's awesome. And obviously being in South Carolina for the past couple of years, now moving back out to the West, do you feel more at home and feel a little bit more comfortable, or did you actually kind of like the East Coast?
Honestly, I lived East Coast for a lot of my amateur and pro career, and at first I hated California. I was like, I hate traffic, I hate this, hate that. And then when I lived at club and back east, it was honestly, we just didn't have the certain things that I had here in California. And it was just like the doctors, the chiropractors, the massage therapists, and just lots of things you don't really think about until you're older. So honestly, I just got to a point I just didn't really give a crap about the traffic. And I was like, you know what? It's kind of nice to live not on site with work. It's nice to live 20 or 40 or an hour away from work. You get to listen to some music. You get to, separate work and your personal life. And that was really nice. Like, it was nice to also that, like, all my friends are from out here. So we'd always link up on the weekends and go bass fishing or go camping or do whatever. And no, it is a lot more enjoyable here for me. And not saying East Coast is bad at all, but I definitely miss the mountains, and I like seeing farther than 200 yards in front of me with all thick pine trees out there.
And it is tough for you guys, right? I mean, this is your work, but you also have to separate work from home life too, and also, you know, what you want to do also outside of work. And I think that that's something that, you know, we talked about as well, that, you know, it is a transition that you have to go through to be able to make sure that you manage the home life and the fun outside of the work to make the fun work, if that makes sense, right?
No, it does. And I didn't really realize that as a kid. Like, as a teenage kid, riding dirt bikes, you're like, oh, cool, I get to live on the facility, I get to ride pit bikes, ride my dirt bike. And then you get to a point when you're like 20, 21, you start to realize things. And it's nothing against what I did. It was just, I mean, the place was amazing out east. But if I had to redo it ever, I would have definitely lived 20 or 30 minutes away and separated my life, because living out here, you know, if you have a bad day at the track, you're not stuck there in that same energy or looking at the track that you struggled on that day. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, oh, cool, I get to go home, separate it, forget what happened, you know, obviously learn on what you did wrong and right. And Tuesday was a brand new, fresh day. And yeah, besides you're always guessing traffic some days. You're like, oh, cool, I'm going to be on time, man. I'm 15 minutes late because of traffic. But no, it's been good.
Last question. Working with Jason Anderson, obviously that's got to be fun. It's kind of that rabbit to chase during the week, and just like Jason said during the press conference, you know, it's cool to see or to have that person with him, because he's always a guy that's been training by himself. So what's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, like the last 3.5, 4 years, like I've had some good guys to ride with, but I've never had a guy straight up just be better than me. I always feel like I had the edge on guys, and that's just personally what I thought. But Jason, it was like, I think there was one day where I was like, I matched him for half the day, and I was like, thank God. Like, I was like, I'm finally doing good. And then it was like a second lap faster. Second faster, I was like, never mind. I thought I had it. But no, the dude's been awesome. I love training with him. He's just been a big brother to me, and he's just helped me with so many things on bike setup and off the bike life in general. And he's been cool. I mean, we did a 100-mile bike ride together. We've been doing tons of miles of bicycle training and gym training, and I've never worked with anyone like that. So it's cool to have a guy that is, I don't know, fun. It's fun, makes it enjoyable, and this has been honestly the best and most fun off-season I've had.
Yeah, well, both of y'all combined seems like a good fit, you know. So,
right.
So I think everything's going to go good. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Yep. All right, so Jorge Prado, obviously coming here second time at Anaheim 1. Obviously, it's got to feel different than last year, right?
Yeah, for sure. It feels totally different. Now that I'm racing full time, it's I'm kind of more focused and mentally in a different spot. So feels good. Feels good to come in healthy and start the season.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And also living out here, how has that been for you overall?
It's been good. I mean, I'm used to have tough winters, and over here the weather is so good that I can enjoy a lot my, let's say, riding, cycling, just the whole program. So it's cool.
That's awesome. Have you had to work on anything as far as technique or anything like that to prepare for this year?
I had to work on everything. Just everything, because everything is new, like the bike, racing Supercross, you know, just riding Supercross, it's different than outdoors. So, I need to work on a lot of things still. Still got a lot to improve.
Do you have a goal in mind just for tomorrow?
For tomorrow? I really didn't set a goal. I just wanted to go out and do my best. And well, probably the goal is to get good starts. That's first goal, and then after that we will see.
You want to get you that first hole shot, right? Because you didn't get credited last year with the one, right? They gave it the nudge to the other. But you came in there hot. You were trying.
I came in hot. I was just too wide on the gate. Hopefully this year I have a better starting position.
Well, I tell you what, the Kawasaki traction on that back end is really good. So it should be able to keep it right in there, so you can go straight.
Exactly.
Yep, so.
I feel like maybe with the Kawi we can maybe get my first hole shot here in Supercross.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jorge.
Thank
Appreciate
you, guys.
it. Appreciate it.
All right, quick press day. We talked to some of the riders today. It's good to see everyone again. Everyone enjoyed their off season. Hey, you know, this year is going to be pretty wide open for these guys, so I don't know. It didn't seem like everyone did too much relaxing. Some people took a little vacations, but really everyone's been grinding, getting ready for the season. So we're here at the beginning of the year, ready to be at the races. We'll be racing just a little bit later today, so keep an eye out. Don't forget to check it out on NBC and Peacock live today, this evening, Supercross A1. See you there.